time for trigger warning.
Trigger warning! Fuck your feelings, you little snowflake! Triggerwarning.tv.
How dare you!
Hello and welcome to Trigger Warning, the final trigger warning of 2019. I'm Hayden Hewitt, and I'm joined, of course, by Graham White is Right Booth.
Hello there. Hello, yes, entirely accurate, as always. Thanks, Hayden.
No problem. No problem. The last Trigger Warning Tuesday of 2019.
Oh, are we going to make it? Are we going to manage that week between Christmas and New Year without doing something?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll find out, won't we?
We'll be fine.
You'll just phone me. You'll phone me, get me all riled up, and then just like, okay, bye. And I'll be like, going, oh.
Well, maybe, but it's all intense. So tonight's the last Trigger Warning Tuesday of 2019. Thursday, of course, is the last big show of 2019. Wow, another year, dude. We made it.
I know, it's great, isn't it?
We made it. Let's see if we make it through 2020. Jesus.
We might be on another platform by the end of the year, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
We're going to not going to talk too much about Thursday shows. We've not even done tonight's yet, but we're going to DEFCON 1.
Yes,
Thursday.
yes.
I've found things that have made me so annoyed that I'm not going to do it tonight because I do have people around me tonight. But certainly, 100% Thursday, there's a good chance I might get shouty. And I might say things that YouTube will regret. So we'll play that one by ear.
Yeah. I know what you're going to talk about. People could probably guess.
We might as well go out on a high, hadn't we?
Yeah, 100%.
Or a low.
Hey, do you want to hear some gossip?
Always.
So this morning, there was PCSOs outside my school, and I thought, are they coming in to see the kids and do some sort of... do you know what I mean? Like a little presentation, because I did see a police sign up in one of the classrooms. So I thought, they're going around saying, this is what we do, don't be scared of us, we're all right. So I took my wee one up to him, said hello, met them and all that. I said good morning, and then they were still there. They were there again on the evening when I picked them up. They are free or whatever. Only this time they were at both the gates, and I stopped and I was like, "What's going on?
Did you hide?
Did I? It's just really dodgy.
Have my phone calls finally borne fruit?
Well, that's the thing, man. I asked them what was going on, and they said, "Oh, it's the cars and the parking and that." And I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, cool." And just straight away, I was like, "Wouldn't that be like traffic warden's job?"
No, not at schools. If there's a parking problem, they'll deploy the fake police.
Really,
to move you on.
Oh, because all day I've been going, why would they be at both the gates then, and not actually like down the road?
They're after someone.
That's what I thought.
And I think it was you. They just didn't know what you looked like. I'm going to have to send a photo in.
That's what it is, isn't it? I didn't raise suspicions.
I need to sort that out. Well,
I'm finally soaking my new thing. But yeah, I reckon some dads got a bit of a nasty divorce going on. And it's gone a bit weird. And they were like, it's just the traffic. Because they know it's an easy one to say, innit?
Absolutely. Well, last Thursday, we did our election special. It was marvellous.
Oh, what a great weekend, Aidan.
But what a hugely enjoyable show as well. And then, of course, I said I've got so much to do tomorrow, meaning the Friday, that I'm not going to be able to follow this. I'm going to be very busy at work. And Graham was like, yeah, I've got a lot to do. And, of course, we spent the entire day on WhatsApp comparing tweets.
I know, yeah, just said it. Aidan, have you seen this one?
It's all we did. And to be fair, that's all we did all weekend.
Yeah, dude, I can't remember the last time I've had that much fun with social media. I really can't. The salt was insane.
Oh, it was beautiful. It was like a Siberian salt mine.
Yeah.
It was just this never-ending supply of really people. What I liked most wasn't just the anger, because I get that, your team didn't win, you got it.
Yeah.
It was the disbelief, and that's what amazed me, because how did they not know
How could you not see it coming?
You know,
That was the thing. We called this a year and a half ago, a good year and a half ago. We called exactly this election result. Boris was going to swing in. Theresa May was still in power, and it was obvious then what the plan was. We fucking called it, man. I was a very happy boy on Thursday.
that was amazing.
And all the bigots, have won. I'm so ashamed of my country. I'm going to move to Scotland. I'm going to move to Canada. And it's like, you know what? Why don't you stay in your community and put all this effort into actually improving what's around you?
Well, do you know what I like, though? They're going about England. It one of the most diverse, liberal countries, done more for gender equality than most countries. Apparently, we've slipped a couple of notches. We do more environmentally than most of the bigger nations. But they're sick of our bigotry and racism, so they want to move to Scotland. Now, I know the image people try and give of Scotland, but I've spent quite a bit of time in Glasgow. Let me tell you, that's not a hugely tolerant place. I don't care what anybody says. It's fucking Scotland. But yeah, go on, pack your shit and fuck it off. There you go, you know.
Yeah,
exactly. So, of course,
exactly.
I was called a Tory. I've never voted Tory in my life, so why are you happy? Well, because you're upset.
Yeah, that's it. It's just the salt, man. That's all I'm interested in. It's just how sure you were voting. It's this thing about like, well, here we go. It just goes to show a respectable man can't win in politics. It's like, go fuck yourself, man.
Jeremy Corbyn.
Jeremy fucking Corbyn.
It was absolutely. It was scandalously beautiful. And I have been noticing on the news that it's starting to creep in now with them saying, well, you know, maybe we won't keep all those rights from the EU after all now. And, oh, I'm afraid no deal's gone back on the table. I'm terribly sorry.
Do you know what? I got points on both for that. For a start, no deal should be on the fucking table straight away. And secondly, that whole workers' rights thing, that's been part of a massive panic smear campaign. They haven't learned. The Independent has been putting out story after story saying, so, you know, what the sources say. And for that one, the workers' right one was Downing Street has indicated, and it's like, yeah, but how? Give me the name, give me the quote, and they're just like, but it's just reams and reams of propaganda, and they're still fucking doing it. And you know what? They're doing a disservice.
Well, I was saying to someone, they were giving me all that, and you're based on the NHS is they're going to dismantle it, and I'm like, right, the party that dismantles the NHS will not see power again for a minimum of one entire generation. It has to be done like it has been done since Labour Days, piece by piece by piece, but it has to remain free at the point of use. The minute that's taken away, or free at the point of need rather, I guess, the minute that's removed, the party that does that is out of power forever. And no matter how power hungry or money hungry the Tories are, what they want more than anything is to be in power.
I've been giving this a lot of thought actually over the weekend, and like, you know, how do the Tories win in 5 years' time? And it's by increasing funding at the NHS. That's how they do it. That's all they have to do. They can fuck off the disabled. They can fuck off local business. They can fuck off everything as long as the NHS is strong. Because that was the main sting for them in terms of the election. That was Corbyn's strongest point and everything. And basically for just a couple of billion, really, just a few billion here and there, they can guarantee victory. Because if the NHS is stronger in 5 years, which isn't a bad thing, we all win on the back of that.
Yeah.
This isn't like a let's fund the NHS. Like, this is good because the pressure they've got now because they have the majority of the working class vote. Have you seen the stats?
Oh yeah. They've stormed it.
Yeah, it's an actual reversal. More working class people voted Tory this time. I don't remember that ever happening.
No.
And yeah, all they have to do, a few billion at the NHS.
Well, we don't often do predictions. We did predict Trump, Boris.
Yep, very accurately.
We've predicted Trump 2020. My prediction, we will have 10 years of Boris Johnson. And that's
I
not
agree with
something.
you.
That's not something I say with any delight. I just think we've got 10 years of Boris Johnson now.
I was laughing on Thursday, but yeah, that's quite sobering, isn't it? But we'll
Well,
have
yeah,
to
I
see.
mean, it's all well and good. I mean, it's beautiful. The salt's great, but we still do have 5 to 10 years of Tories in power. But
Yeah.
the truth is, and I was saying this, a friend of mine posted on Facebook late at night. I replied. He was clearly drunk, so he phoned me at 1:30 in the morning to have a good rant, which is just what you feel like doing. But he's a good mate, so, I said, here's the thing. For you, nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change for you in your life. Falling wages. Yeah, we're talking 2%. But, with inflation or whatever else, the fact is, you're going to be okay. And if Brexit happens, you won't end up going to the food banks. You'll be all right. Because nothing ever really is as cataclysmic as people say. Even the massive downturn, yes, we killed a lot of people, austerity killed a lot of people, but in the grand scheme of things, we were on that course anyway. People were still lying hospital corridors in the Tony Blair government.
Yeah, of course.
So it's the course we're on. We need to change a lot of things, but yeah, Labour, I think Corbyn was a problem, but I think Labour, if they'd just gone, okay, we'll deliver Brexit, that would have been a totally different story. And now look what they're doing. They're not even learning from the mistakes. The candidates that are lining up, left, anti-Brexit folks.
I know, and there's so many Labour MPs and former Labour MPs that are there going, guys, we shouldn't be doing this. This is a mistake.
What's one of the candidates, one of the women? Forgotten her name. Double-barreled surname, I think.
Rebecca Long Bailey.
Yeah, she just did an interview, and when someone brought up anti-Semitism, she started laughing. Now, whether you believe it or not, or whatever your thoughts are, if you're in power, or you're a government minister, or you're in the Houses of Parliament as an MP, don't laugh.
No. Here's why.
He's clearly damaged you, so don't laugh.
Yeah, I'll tell you what it is with Labour anti-Semitism, right? Say you do the best sort of good faith argument with what they're saying, and they're saying that, yes, there are people who hate Jews in the Labour Party, but it's no greater than the population at large in terms of the percentage. Personally, I doubt that. There's quite a lot of Palestinian flags flying at the conferences, so I doubt it. I just think there's probably a few more. But here's the thing. The issue with the anti-Semitism isn't the number of anti-Semites you've got in the party. It's the fact that you do fuck all about it. It's the fact that you do not understand or take it seriously in any way whatsoever. That's the problem. If someone gave someone the wrong pronoun, get to fuck, you're gone. You're done. If someone dared offer a banana to a black person, you'd be out.
Yeah.
Someone starts talking about how Jews control all the money and they're, all that shit. Then it's like, well, robust debate, free speech, and it is bullshit. It's total bullshit because of course there are rich, powerful Jews. Of course there are, but when you talk about Jews, all Jews, then that's where it becomes a problem,
And then we get the delineating argument, don't we? I'm talking about Israel, not Jews, Zionism, not Jews. But whilst I agree, you should be free to criticise the state of Israel to your heart's fucking content. No question, no problem. You should be free to criticise any government on earth. But when you read a lot of this commentary, you're thinking, that's not the way I talk about Saudi Arabia. Now, Saudi Arabia exert a massive amount of control over our media and our government.
Yep. You get banned from Twitter for,
they're not Jewy.
No.
So I know if I post about Saudi Arabia on Twitter, I get them jumping fucking all over me. Literally, I'm sure they unleash people upon you. Which is fine, whatever. That just, to me, that's a good evening. I'm fine with that. But it just seems, you can freely criticise Israel and the Jews. Everyone says, like we heard it at Meat Space, didn't we? From, I think it was Sutty, who's the one people you can't criticise? Well, dude, clearly it's not the Jews. It's what you guys do on the internet all the fucking time. So, who's the one people we can't criticise? I don't know. Trans people, maybe. I don't know. Speaking of which, I joined Graham Linehan's website, social media site.
Yeah. I didn't even know he had one, until you told me.
Well, I've already had a message of someone saying, I'm obviously transphobic for following him. But the fact is, I disagree with Graham Linehan on a lot of things, as we know.
Yeah.
He did that tweet and delete on me once.
He's a fucker for deleting tweets.
But it doesn't mean that I disagree with everybody. Everything somebody says just because I disagree. So there's a couple of things on his site that I'm not sure about. But
there's plenty of opinions he's given that have been so far off the mark and so fucking over the top and ridiculous. But in terms of the women's rights things and the women's spaces thing, he's spot on. He is. The man's an ass, but he's right on this.
No, he is 100%. I did invite him to be interviewed for the show, and then he said, "Can I have a link to it?" So I sent him a link. Never heard back. Which is a shame. It'd be lovely to have a chat with him.
I've still not heard from Boris Johnson from my interview request. Surprisingly easy to email the Prime Minister, actually. I'm just assuming he's not got round to it yet. He must have had a lot of correspondence so far.
For some reason, people go and look at the show and think, I don't want to be on that.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
We need to hide behind the Crip Daddy interview at all times. Look at us.
But that's the problem, you see. I mean, because you say, all right, who have you interviewed? I said, well, Tom Six, Giovanni Lombardo Radici, a Muslim fella whose name I've forgotten, Tommy Robinson. And that's the one. Oh, Tommy Robinson, you've had him on, have you? Oh, gee, yeah, here we go. Yeah, yes, I did. Yeah. Did you give him what for? No, I didn't. What was the point? I just gave my opinion at the end of it. I had a guest on. The idea for our show isn't that you get a guest on and just rip them to fucking pieces.
It was interesting. I think over the course of that interview, Tommy Robinson went from, an evil hooligan demon man of like, and then after that interview, it was like, okay, so here's a person with flawed arguments. That's what he began, and I think that's much more reasonable. I think he makes some good points. He makes some good bad points.
I think part of the problem is as well, if we had 20,000 views per video, they'd come on it. It's as simple as that.
That's all it is.
No one wants to come on for a handful of views. So
I mean, Tommy Robinson's been on Newsnight, but people aren't, giving them the cold shoulder, are they? Because they want the fucking views.
I've been on Newsnight, just saying, several times.
I'm amazed that I didn't tank that show, to be honest. That should have been the end of it for them. 100%. I got to say on the Israel thing as well, the thing that annoys me about it in terms of the people go on about they were up in Glasgow, weren't they, after the election? Refugees are welcome here. And for some reason, that same gang just refused to admit that there's genocide of Jewish people all across the Middle East and Africa. They just refuse to admit it. There's a lot of people that have quite happily carried on Hitler's work. In fact, as far as he's concerned, he didn't go fast or far enough. And if you look at the Jewish populations of these countries, it has spiraled down. So although there are problems with Israel, it is also opened its arms wide as a point of safety for hundreds of thousands of people. You can't ignore that.
Fucking perfect. We've spoken about the actions of Israel on the West Bank. They're despicable, and we're kind of, Gaza's a lot more complex because you got Hamas in control there, who are just a shower of arseholes no matter which way you slice this. Although I'm sure their support of Jeremy Corbyn helped Labour enormously. Hamas friends of Labour. So.
I know, dude. I was out on Saturday. It was someone's 50th, and I don't really know that many of them well. It's like side of the family kind of thing, and it is crazy, man. They're all just working people. Not one of them rich. Not one of them like from everything. And I did what I always do. I avoided politics as hard as possible, and then it came up as everyone was putting the coats on, and I was like, right, well, we're leaving. I'll sit down and let's talk about the NHS, shall we? And I didn't even get a chance. I didn't even get a chance to stir shit up because the entire table, by one person who was quiet, who's a child, and obviously just loves Jeremy Corbyn quite a lot because of Glastonbury or whatever. She was just very confused. But the entire table, young and old, were just like, no, never Corbyn. And they said Boris was an arsehole, but at least you know where you are with him. You know what fight is on the table with him. And it was really interesting, man, because these people aren't politically engaged. They're not reading the news all day, every day or whatever. And it was the same fucking thing. Hamas came up so many times for so many of them. And even the stuff about minimum wage, these people are poor. They're in debt. They're not rich. And they were laughing about this £10 minimum wage because they knew. They're not stupid.
That's bullshit.
This is the thing about people going, oh, they're stupid. They were like, they all knew that cost of living would have gone through the fucking roof with it. Of course,
everything moves with it. Everything moves with it. Just seen a comment in chat there. By the way, hi everybody. We'll do some shout outs in a bit.
Hello everyone.
Fat Belly. Thanks for this. Has pointed out that Yasmin Alibi Brown on the Jeremy Vine show was saying that there are too many white Tory MPs. Now, I found out something interesting today. Whilst there aren't as many people of colour in Parliament as many people would like, it's incredibly diverse in terms of open sexuality. Can you guess which party has the most openly homosexual members?
It's got to be the Tories.
It is the Tory party, correct?
Do you know what? I've seen they are winning the gays. Do you know why though? The gays have got that pink dollar, man. Of
course.
They got the money, and they're like looking at Corbyn, Mister. You know, I care about the community. The thing is, they fucked off the gays for the trannies, and now all the gays are like, no, man, I'm not.
Do you know what? The more it goes on, the more I think like the Lib Dems. She's getting a peerage for fuck's sake. Just beggars belief, doesn't it?
Who is who? Joe, not Joe.
Yeah, Joe Swinson. It looks like she's getting a peerage.
No,
but here's the thing. I do believe they've all spent too much fucking time on Twitter.
Yes, of course.
Way too much time on Twitter. I thought, we know which way the wind's blowing. We got this sorted. I've been in a couple of Facebook groups. Well, we know about Labour people on Facebook groups, and it's fucking... There's a lot of Holocaust denial in this Facebook group. They've all been on there thinking, I know which way the wind's blowing.
Yeah.
And of course, as soon as you get off Twitter, the wind isn't blowing in that direction at all.
No.
In fact, the wind is blowing in a very different direction. In Scotland now, they're trying to put through some new laws for trans people for self-ID and making it simpler so you don't need psychiatrists. And you can change your birth certificate because you should not be limited by the sex that's on your birth certificate. But cis women, and that's so fucking insulting, isn't it? Cis. Will still be protected with the only spaces, but here's the problem. On now the self-IDs people's birth certificates, it'll say female, and it'll be illegal to ask them if they've got a GRC. So you'll never know, and you won't be. So they'll still be allowed into women-only spaces. I bumped into some... what a complete twat he was. Aidan Comerford. I'm going to talk more about him on Thursday. But someone said, do you think it's right that young girls have to share a changing room and be exposed to a penis? And he said, yes. Because you're not thinking about the trans girls that wish they could be separated from their penis. These people are winning.
Yeah. No, they are.
To the detriment of the trans community, because they're winning on Twitter. They're winning over the politicians that spend time on Twitter thinking they're going to get a vote here.
Well,
down the line,
they get lots of likes and retweets and lots of yes queens, but they don't realise.
And the SNP are well into it because it's them that want to push this through. It's all going to backfire because there's no balance anymore. There's no balance. But I don't want to get... I'm already starting to get dark. I'm going to save that for Thursday.
You know what though? The one and only thing with that is like, well, the crime statistics. What has happened since we've got mixed changes? Because here's the thing: that the plan was to allow people into other spaces. Allow trans people and if they identify. And you know what? That's kind of been a thing for years, and it has happened on a if someone's passing or whatever, it's happened and it's okay and it's done. The idea was they thought, we'll do that, but companies, when given that responsibility, don't know how to enforce it because they're not going to check what's between your legs. They can't do it, so they just made everything unisex. That's the reality. That's what happened. And
And now what's happening with unisex toilets, Graham?
well, it's fucking sexual assaults are going through the roof. School girls are refusing to go in school
Because they don't want to get changed with boys.
because it's unenforceable. It's like
One
it's one of
company
these things.
with the unisex toilets has asked to ask men to close the cubicle doors when they're having a piss, because obviously a bloke just goes in,
Yeah, of course you do. Yeah,
How it come you piss all over the seat, obviously. Got to close the doors. It's upsetting the women. I thought, if only there was an answer to this. If only there was an answer to women not being upset by men pissing. I just can't think what it might be.
I know.
I think there used to be something we did about that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's almost as if you just went to these Victorian swimming pools and you'd see it carved into the brick itself, men and women.
Oh my God, that's it. Great. Hey, maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Maybe separate people according to sex.
I know, and here's the thing, man. Like for a guy, it's easy to just slap your cock out and have a piss, right? It's easy, but for a woman, it's very, very different. You are putting yourself.
It's also very different from a lot of those guys on Twitter. They definitely sit down to piss.
But it's a palaver, isn't it? And what you're doing is, as you're putting your clothing in a position where it can easily be used to bind you, you're extremely vulnerable. You need to be safe, and the best way we've found so far of doing that is keeping people with cocks out of that room completely, I
think that's a wise choice.
And making it so that it is completely acceptable to be like, get out, what you're doing in it. It's a shameful thing. When I go into a women's toilet, as I have done many times, I feel a giddy excitement because it is wrong, and it's good that it's wrong. Very good culturally, it is. It's got fuck all to do with trannies.
Something has to be reached, but I do think the genuine transsexuals, are under attack now from the gender folks, and it's all. But they are. It's true.
No, you just reminded me. Did you see that tweet that guy did where he was saying transsexuals is offensive?
Oh.
Because you're just supposed to say trans now. I know I had that little mini rant at him on Twitter saying like transsexuals are here. Don't you try and erase them. Get used to it, bigot.
It's unreal. It's just unreal. I don't know what the fuck's going on. We've had this conversation many times, and I don't know if it's me getting older and becoming less tolerant of people's sheer fuckery. But it's just becoming fucking unbearable. Every time I read something, then the newspapers will just make some shit up, like, the Daily Mirror. People are saying they want Santa Claus to be gender fluid and change his name and be a woman. And of course, someone wrote in there, you couldn't make this up, could you? I thought, well, the Daily Mirror fucking did.
Yeah.
But it had its effect, because obviously the minute I read it, I got furious.
Yeah, you do, don't you? That's the only reason I ever drift into the Daily Mail, just for that weird rage thing. I know it's all bollocks. Oh, the Mirror, the Mirror. Oh, yeah.
And it just beggars fucking belief, doesn't it? It really does beg a belief.
I tell you what, though, what you said about Twitter, the fact that they're on it, they're on it too much, just by the evidence being that Ash Sarkor ends up on Politics Live and Newsnight and documentaries, because for an extremist like that, for a communist, the most bloody political movement of the 20th century, for someone to be sat there and just openly like saying, yes, I am a communist, and for the BBC to fund a 3-minute documentary to introduce her before she comes in, talking about a communism as a thing. And I'm like, to any normal person that isn't on Twitter, 18 hours a day, you might as well have a Nazi sat in the seat. You might as well. Just like I said on Twitter, just like, well, we've ironed out the genocidal bits. We focus more on the looking after your country side of things now. That's how it looks to me.
Well,
and other people.
There was a Jewish MP, a lady, and she said, no, Nazis deserve their heads kicking in. And a lot of people are like, yeah, and some people pointing out, like, she means like real ones, not just everyone you think's a fucking Nazi. She means skinheads beating the shit out of Jews and black people and Asians and shit. That's what she means. And when put in that context, I'm like, yeah, fair enough, whatever, yeah, go on. If you're going to go and do it, go fill your boots. Get your teeth right out the fucking head, it's fine by me. But all these pricks on Twitter, I'm thinking, you're putting too many people in that Nazi group. That's a lot of heads you're going to have to kick in. And also, most of the people that say they're going to go and beat up a Nazi are people like the guy we know who couldn't knock the skin off a fucking rice pudding.
Yeah,
and are frightened of confrontation.
Well,
unlike, ironically, most Nazis.
Yeah, I know, yeah. You can't even look someone in the eye and you're going on about punching fascists. It's like, all right, mate, yeah.
What was it he was on about the other day? Well, you know, we got to hold our MPs' feet to the fire, which is the next best thing to a violent uprising.
I know, yeah, violent uprising. Fuck off.
Uprising,
Here's the thing, man. That's the thing now. They're calling the Tories fascists. They're calling the people that voted for them fascists. Completely misunderstanding the whole point of a democratic vote. Do you know what I mean? It's insane. A cup of tea said G and H. Did you vote Conservative? No, I didn't. No,
I've never voted Conservative in my life. I'm never going to.
No, I didn't. But I did think it was hilarious that they won.
Graham only votes for the far right, guys. Come on, you know that. He's still disgusted he can't vote for the National Front. I just wrote Tommy Robinson at the bottom myself. Hitler.
Tommy.
He just wrote Hitler. Adolf Hitler.
A little doodle of a
I never thought about that, writing someone in from history. Winston Churchill. Clement Attlee. You might as well have had Clement fucking Attlee for how well Labour did. Cup of Tea said, what's it like to lose? I didn't vote Labour either, dude.
No, I didn't vote Labour.
I stopped voting Labour a few times ago. I always used to be a Labour voter. I always vote for independents, who are obviously going to fucking lose. You know, but no, I've not lost. Believe me, I do not feel like I've lost anything over this past week.
Look, the only way that Labour could have raised minimum wage to £10, increased taxes on businesses, and yet do as they promised, which was keep the prices of everything the same, would have been a dictatorship. It would have been tyranny.
Oh yeah.
They would have had to have literally forced every company in the country to bend the knee to their will. There's no
two ways about it.
They showed us broadband. They were like, look, guys, we're going to nationalise broadband so that no one focused on the fact that everything would have been nationalised. We dodged a bullet there.
Are we still getting free broadband, by the way?
Fucking better, I hope so.
Just a couple of things from chat. Fat Belly says Ken Livingstone defends Jeremy Corbyn, saying he was a victim of lies and smears. That's like being endorsed by the fucking Yorkshire Ripper for murdering prostitutes, isn't it? And Smoke Steve asks, do you vote for a person or the party in the UK? We vote for the party. However, it also depends on what you actually vote for is your local MP.
Yeah, the local person
in your constituency. Then what you're doing is voting for the party by proxy. But what people really do is look at the guy at the top.
Yeah.
And it goes to show how terrible Jeremy Corbyn is that people looked at Boris Johnson and went, yeah, he's the one.
But I love people saying that they voted Labour just as a sympathy vote. That's pathetic, isn't it? Especially from Happy Dog. Here's the thing, though. We live in safe Labour seats. You know, my majority, I don't even know what it is now, but it was about 40, 50 grand. It's insane. I think it was about 40,000 something or other. I can't even remember. But it was... that might have been the overall vote, but it's a high majority. Everyone else is in the single digits in terms of the thousands. So I had the luxury of going, no, I'm not voting Conservative. But if I lived in Bury North, yeah, I probably would have done, just to hear the screams through the night as it was announced. I'd have all my windows in my house open just to hear.
As you know, it's safe Labour where I am as well, obviously.
Exactly.
But it's even safer here because our MP looks like she may become the deputy leader of the Labour Party, so be seeing even less of her.
They've not learnt no Labour, have they? No. They're like, the new leader has to be a woman, they have to be northern, because for some reason now they've lost the working class vote. They think that just by wheeling a northerner out in front of them, everyone will go, oh, look, she talks like me. And
but not only that, when you read Aaron Bastiani, Owen Jones, Ash Sarkar, all the big hitters, it seems like, we lost that one. I think the answer's to go further left. It's like, yeah, guys, you do that, and we'll just... In fact, why don't we just give Boris Johnson a life position? Why don't we just do that?
Here's the thing. Look at Boris fucking Johnson. with his Bullingdon club and his tuxedos and all
And
that.
yeah,
And
he
his
seems
wealth.
remarkably centrist at the moment.
But where's that like we need a Northerner to beat him? Northerners voted for Boris Johnson right now. Their finger is so far off the pulse, and I'm sorry. Who the fuck is it there that's going on about Corbyn lost because he didn't tell the truth? Johnson won through telling lies. No, they all lie. They all lie. That's the thing. They all fucking do, no, and everyone knows they all lie. That's the thing. It's just what lies they were telling, and unfortunately, the Labour weren't even willing to lie this time about delivering Brexit. If they're not even willing to lie about that, then what's the fucking point? That's why they lost. At least Boris is saying, "I will deliver it."
Here's a good time, seeing as we're talking about our dissatisfaction with politics and the political parties.
Ooh, is it time?
I think it's time to announce that we are launching a new political party by trigger warning. It's going to be called the Patriarchy Party. We registered the domain name, and we're going to be putting the, of course, salute. I should have used the other hand. I don't know if the nerve's working again. I'm just getting electric shocks all the time from the bastard. The Patriarchy Party.
Yes, sir.
Very
Aidan,
important.
Yes, sir.
It's not to the detriment of anyone else, but it is for the empowerment of the male.
Finally, Hayden, straight white men will have a voice in this country.
There we go. Cis. So we're working on the logos, and we're getting everything sorted out, and we're going to launch the Patriarchy Party, and we're going to run this until it's not funny anymore. We may even register it as a political party in 2021. I'll have to see.
Yes.
But we may have, because once you do that, you're kind of tied up in their rules at that point. But we're going to do that. We're going to launch the Patriarchy Party for all of us. So the honesty will be returned to politics, and where we can't be honest, we'll be blindingly ignorant.
Yeah. No, then this is genuine. A press release is going to be released to everyone.
This is really happening,
everyone.
guys. We're not dicking around. This is really happening. The Patriarchy Party.
Yeah. Which, by the way, we're going to need testimonials, and it's going to be pure identity politics. So we need, I am trans.
Yeah, we want some trans. We want some.
I am black.
People,
I am gay. I am. Yeah. Everything. Whatever bullshit identity thing that people always hide behind. We want that as a shield for the website.
See,
just to confuse people.
People will assume that because we are the Patriarchy Party, we're anti-woman or anti-minority, but nothing could be further from the truth. Because let's be honest, no one has done more for those people than the straight male.
Yep. It was the patriarchy that introduced gay rights. It was the patriarchy that introduced civil rights. It was the patriarchy that gave women the vote, man. There's a lot to be thanked for there, and it's time that we because they get smeared so much in the media, and nobody
put that right. And I can think of no better people to raise the profile of decent, upstanding citizens than us and you, the Patriarchy Party. It makes sense. Going live in 2020.
Yeah, and we got to get on the BBC. We got to get in front of one of those people, man.
And you know how when politicians don't answer things and they dance around? Not us.
Oh no, there'll be no dancing.
Even if the answer is, I have got no idea what you're talking about. I have got no clue. Which will be the stock answer to everything. What are you going to do about the homeless problem? I do not know.
We're still ironing out formal positions, but one is we're going to deny all existence of food banks. We're just going to openly deny them. They do not exist.
I can't believe we give things away for free like that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I refuse to acknowledge.
Why can't people just get a job and buy food?
Yes, 100%, Hayden.
But we're all about that empowerment and raising up our fellow man and woman and indeterminate gender, which Graham tells me is a thing.
Yeah, well, we want to bring back trannies, don't we? Proper trannies.
Yeah. Danny LaRue.
Yeah.
People like that. We want more of that sort of thing. Diversity. Inclusion.
Yes, 100%.
And trouble. So yes, the Patriarchy Party launching in 2020. You'll be able to get badges and things. I don't know what else. And if necessary, we'll register it as an actual political party.
Yeah, the website's there. It's not live yet, but
Oh, we're going to save
but
the
it's ours.
planet. We've got a full ecological package sorted out. Everything
Everything's
is
taken
sorted,
care
and
of.
it will all be in the manifesto. And I think you'll find it really good. As a sneak peek, all this problem with plastics and non-biodegradables? Not a problem. Burn it or throw it in the sea.
Yeah,
Finished.
and obviously, once plenty of people are back in the kitchen, they'll be able to home cook, which will mean less plastic waste. So
And the
that's good.
important thing is we're going to bring back bonfires.
Bonfires, yeah, bring back bonfire, a proper bonfire night.
Bonfires
Aidan.
in glass bottles. So it's going to be a wonderful thing.
It is. It's going to change the planet, Aidan.
We're going to make a huge difference.
I've not just got my sights set on the UK. I think global domination on this front. I think we'll do very well in Eastern Europe.
I think this is going to be remarkably successful.
Bulldozer. I think bulldozers should be a heavy theme. Obviously, wait for Boris. Wait for Israel.
We're all about the bulldozers. And obviously, like lions and tigers and things and manly men. Lots of manly men all over the thing.
Yes, lots of muscles, lots of strength, lots of oil, nipples, all the things that are great about men.
I can't keep a straight face when you do that bit. I really struggle with that.
We're going to have builders, Native Americans, cops,
Firemen.
Ooh. All hugging and together.
Manly.
We're bringing back men. It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be special. It's going to be very special, and I hope each and every one of you watching, be it live or be it afterwards, get behind the Patriarchy Party. We'll be doing videos, we'll be doing manifestos, press packs, the full business.
The press pack is going together right now, so if you've got any ideas of anything you want included, please drop us a DM. Let us know.
The manifesto, I mean, that's going to be huge.
Yes.
And I mean, in terms of size.
Yes. I can't wait. I can't fucking wait, Aidan. I just yeah. Because here's the thing. And if any of them are watching this after the event, which I'm sure some of them will be, when they're looking to smear us, we know that journalists are lazy, incompetent scumbags who just rewrite press releases and rewrite other people's stories. So in terms of the patriarchy, the plan is very much to just write press releases that you can lazily copy and paste and do a clickbaity bullshit article and make it go viral. So thanks for being a scumbag. Thanks in advance for all the attention. I do appreciate it.
And can I reassure any journalists that might be watching, I can't imagine they are, but if you are watching, if we get into power, you're totally out of a job.
Oh, yeah. Straight in the mincer.
All news media, directly from the government.
Yeah.
The way it should be. And we're going to abolish the TV licence as well, because we know a popular thing. And free broadband with no porn pass. Hey?
Yeah, fuck that bullshit that Labour were promising about 2 meg. We're going for 10 meg, standard.
10 meg, minimum. Full
you know
porn,
why?
Full
Because
porn.
men are going to lay the cables, Aidan. That's
exactly.
why.
We're going to make a deal with YouPorn. We've got it all going on. YouPorn will finance it. All new computers sold in the United Kingdom will have the YouPorn app. If you've got kids, don't let them use your computer. It's your responsibility, not ours.
It's on you. You're going to have to start running your own fucking house, son. That's what you're going to have to
Putting your
start
foot
doing.
down like a real man. Yeah, and I realise that, male suicides are up and toxic masculinity is a problem, but the opinion we take is that perhaps we don't need these beta male cooks in society anyway, and it is a Darwinian thing. I don't wish to seem harsh, but some people just aren't suited.
Yeah, there's going to be a culling of the herd.
You can't make an omelette without breaking lots and lots and lots of fucking eggs.
No, but we're like China, man. We're thinking 50, 100, 200 years in the future here, mate. Yeah. This is big stuff.
Speaking of other people that are thinking far in the future, Perth in Scotland. We'll just get off the patriarchy, but I don't want it because then we'll end up talking about that for an hour.
I know. I can't wait though. I can't fucking wait.
Drone Tech flagged this up earlier. The BBC said vile racist stickers placed in Perth in Scotland. Scotland's Deputy First Minister has condemned the appearance of stickers bearing the slogan, "It's okay to be white," in Perth city centre. Now, as I said to John, I understand that some far-right groups may have co-opted this phrase, but in and of itself, what's wrong with that phrase?
No.
Because it is all right, isn't it?
Yeah, surely it is. Is it not? Did I miss something?
I think it's okay. I think it's okay to be whatever colour you happen to be born, because it's not a choice. You know?
This is, when they talk about the left not being able to meme, it doesn't mean that every single left-leaning person can't do a meme. Obviously, they can.
That was also proven wrong when Gab tried to meme the other week about porn.
I know. Well, yeah,
shocking.
but there's plenty of people on the right that can't meme as well. But what it says is the left is incapable of producing something at the level of "it's okay to be white."
Yeah.
They can't come close to that. That is genuinely a meme. It is phenomenal because it means because you just straight away creates it. The second that thing appeared, and it was the same thing. It was universities, people putting posters up, wearing T-shirts. It just ignited it, and people are calling it racist. And what it does is it exposes their own prejudices. It exposes the fact that actually they do hate white people, which is for some reason really common at universities at the moment. Even with white people, they're like, yeah, white people are such a problem and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, are you insane, dude? Are you absolutely fucking insane? You can't talk about a whole skin color as if it's one whole thing. It's fucking madness. In fact, the perfect example is this. Have you seen that lady, the Oxford professor? And she's straight away with like they said, Labour have lost the heartlands, and she just said, well, heartlands is just another way of saying white, as if it's bad that white people have voted for one party or the other. It says everything about fucking Labour, in terms of their mindset at the moment. Like, well, white people should vote for us, but not because they not for any reason other than that they're ashamed of themselves and they want to, sort of right historical wrongs or some bollocks like that.
Well, I hate to point it out to these people, but just looking at the landslide which the Tories achieved, I'm going to go out on a limb and say quite a lot of black people voted Tory as well, and Asian people and all kinds of people, because they won a lot. But of course, the opposition say they didn't. Most people voted for a Remain party, blah, 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 blah. They're trying to get it around to the point where they didn't actually lose, as if it's the American elections and it was just the collegiate vote. It's like, yeah, he won by 80 seats. Well, we don't want this first past the post system. It's like, yeah, but you did want it when it kept Nigel Farage out.
I'm already seeing that shit about popular vote as well, and it's like, wait, he won the popular vote by 3 million.
We only have a popular vote here,
and then like I mean, technically, you could, if it was close, and if certain people voted, technically you could lose. I mean, it's very unlikely. You could lose the popular vote and still get in power, but they're saying that Boris lost the popular vote because they're adding up all the other parties and going, see, and it's like, no, what are you talking about, man? That's not how popular vote works.
Well, they're all asking now for proportional representation. Incidentally, something we had a referendum about and voted against.
Yeah.
Just to put this into perspective. And also, proportional representation, how much would you fucking love that when it gives you Tommy Robinson MP? Because that's what you could very easily end up with. Yeah, yeah. It's just normal bullshit, whinging and moaning, watching Aaron Bastiani and Owen Jones raking it over the coals and looking for excuses. The fact is, Labour was shit. Labour had a bullshit manifesto that was unachievable and just promising everything, and they were anti-Brexit. That's it. It's finished. Now we've got 10 years of Boris Johnson.
No, don't say it like that. I'm drifting now. I'm getting the hangover from the hilarity. It was like, yes, because ultimately identity politics at the level, I mean, obviously it exists in the Tories a lot, but at the level it was at in Labour, I am over the moon that it's been rejected by the country. I really, really am. I'm
Sorry, I
glad
just
that
got to
there's.
say, Feldbrig's video said we didn't have a referendum on proportional representation. It was a Frankenstein system. It was, wasn't it? It was an electoral reform. But proportional representation would not give these people what they want. No matter what they claim, they'd end up with a load of shit they didn't want.
Yeah, wasn't it the transferable vote thing or whatever? But still, I mean, even when they're looking at the numbers for PR with this election, which it wouldn't have been the same, but just what we've got right now, the Tories still would have won. You know, there just would have been a few more fringe parties. Jess Phillips. God, I hope they get Jess Phillips in as leader of the Labour Party. That would be the nail in the coffin of intersexual bigotry, and I would be so very happy. So happy. Do you know? Have you seen Finland's new leader, Sanna Marin?
Yes.
Have you
Yes,
seen
I
her?
have. Yes.
I just thought of the Patriarchy Party again. Then, and I thought because someone called her described her as a sales girl, didn't they? Um, Estonia's president. I've got it up here. But you know what, man? I'd fucking vote for her in a heartbeat. No wonder she won. She's all right.
Well, let's be honest. I mean, there's no way around it. If Labour just got like someone off fucking, I don't know, I don't know what Love Island.
Yeah, or Holly Willy Booby.
Yeah, is our new leader. Hasn't she got smashing tits?
Yeah.
Pick up a lot more. I know people like to think we live in enlightened times. We don't. We don't.
As her popularity's going up, you know, there'd be a few of the woke crew popping their heads up going, isn't this a bit misogynistic? And they'd just be beaten down. Shut the fuck up, dickhead!
Unlike that woman Owen Jones splashed all over his social media that said we'll suck dick for socialism.
I know, but it's okay when we do it, Aidan. It's okay when we do it. That's the thing. That's the mantra. Fucking scumbags.
You couldn't imagine Boris bringing out a lady.
Well, that's the thing.
We'll suck cock for conservative.
Boris had that, you know, like that whole thing about like, oh, all his girlfriends and his kids everywhere and his mistress and stuff. So, but the unintended consequences of all that was it gave, you know, probably undeservedly, a bit of a cheeky, chappy vibe about him and stuff, which I don't think hurt. You know, people thought. I did you see the focus groups that were running? I think Channel 4 put the videos out of it, and they were saying, you know, Boris, and they all started giggling about him. They would, and the person was very seriously saying, well, what about, you know, the accusations that he's got several children? They were all literally laughing about it.
But what business of
like,
anybody's is it?
Yeah, well, that's
what's
kind
that
of
got
the
to
thing.
do with anything?
And the thing is, another politician could have done exactly the same thing and be reviled for it. But he's just managed to catch the right groove there, hasn't he? It's a very difficult thing to do.
Well, someone mentioned Count Dankula there. Unfortunately, he wouldn't be able to join the Patriarchy Party because he's going to be part of independent Scotland.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So that's you know, just that ship's fucking sailed, hasn't it? Because obviously we're not going to have Scottish people. Once they're independent, you can't be a part, because the Patriarchy Party is an English party. Because there's nothing wrong with it. If they've learned anything from the Scots, it's that I've learned that nationalism is absolutely fine. And fully totally acceptable.
Fine. Completely fine. Yeah.
And if the Patriarchy Party gain power, we will grant Scotland independence. 100%.
But only using very humiliating languages.
There are, yes, I was about to say there are caveats.
Yeah.
To that, but let's not get bogged down in details.
No, let's not worry about future disrespect, man. That's all joyous things to come.
You know, it's just the facts. The facts are what's important.
Oh God, if we can get enough seats to get like a local council position, it'd be so funny. So funny. We need just enough people to go. Yeah, all right, yeah. It's only a local, innit? Local election. Fuck it. Patriarchy Party.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. But then you've got to go into like council meetings and shit. That looks very dull, doesn't it?
It does look dull, but it's not exactly work, is it? Jesus, none of them. They're all on fucking Twitter most of the time.
Just don't go. Just don't turn up.
I refuse. I refuse to justify this nonsense with my presence. Good day.
Just pull a Nigel Farage, and when the new Lord Mayor stands up, go, "Who are you?"
Yeah. Turn my back. I mean, you don't even know who you're turning your back to because you've not really followed any of it that well.
Yeah, you're just in a room.
Just sort of generally move around like that just to make sure you get everyone.
That's what it. So I think good times lie ahead. We're coming up to, Christ, it's 11:25.
Oh my God. How's that even happened?
What the hell?
Can I, just before we go then, can I just bask
Yes.
for a moment? Vox.
You bask. Oh, Vox, yes. That's beautiful.
3 months ago, fawning and saying how great it was that California is bringing in these new laws to get rid of the gig economy because it's not fair, and finally workers will get rights. And then 3 months later, it's been announced that Vox is firing hundreds of people and moving everything out of state because California has made it impossible.
Go woke.
Yeah, go
Get
woke.
woke. Go broke. Vox got very woke, didn't he?
I'm so happy. I mean, I'm sad for individual reporters because apparently it's a lot of them are the sports side of it, SP News or something, and I'm sad for them. And you got to think about this as well. A lot of them are translators or just people that do, freelancers. They're not necessarily in themselves bad people, and I do feel bad for
they're
them.
just people doing a job.
Yeah, of course they are. But in terms of
self-employed people,
in terms of the brand itself, that this year alone has destroyed thousands of income, who was directly responsible for the bullshit that made us lose our super chats. No one can super chat us now because of Vox. So you know what? Good. I hope you crash and fucking burn, and I hope you take California with it, because that California is the only thing you need right now in terms of them going on about wealth redistribution, all that nonsense. When you don't understand, wealth is impossible to redistribute. It doesn't work like that. You create wealth in a thing. You can't just give someone money and then they have wealth. They need education and fucking skills. That's wealth. That's creating wealth.
Got to jump in here. Got to jump in.
Go on.
You're giving me a lovely segue. Vox did take away our monetization indirectly, which means we have no super chats, we have no YouTube monetization. If you would like to help support the Trigger Warning Project, that's the shows that we do, the site, the radio station that's just starting to turn over, everything else that we try and do, please consider going to patreon.com. See, that's nearly patriarchy, isn't it? I like that. Patreon.com/triggerwarningtv and sign up there. Anything from $1 a month. We are going to be unveiling new subscription packages soon. That's going to be early 2020, which will include stuff for Meat Space and things like that. If you can't afford to drop us anything, you can also just drop it straight in PayPal if you like. But if you can't afford or don't want to pay, which is fine, not everybody does, consider giving us a like. Share the links. It helps enormously. It gets us out there, and it means we can keep on doing this because we enjoy it, and we hope you enjoy it too. Just shit if you don't. Well, I mean, even if you don't, as long as you watch it. Maybe it's this weird fucking kink you've got. I don't know, but that's fine. That's fine. We're very inclusive. But do consider signing up at the site and supporting the project, because we are trying to do a lot of fun stuff. And we're going to try and push it even harder in 2020. In the face of adversity, you must stand, And as I said last week on Thursday, I don't mind a platform having its rules. That's fine. But when they act as a publisher and keep it deliberately vague and crush any form of commentary about politics, and then they're trying to game things for an election, fuck that. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. It doesn't sit well with me. None of it sits well with me, personally. So, we're here. We're here to put it right for you guys. We fix the world every week. If only the world listened.
But no, it's a weird one with the monetization, isn't it? Because it's not like we made crazy money, but it was enough to keep us ticking over. And it's one of them where we've kind of agreed not to even think about it until after Christmas. It's like, oh, that's a bit of a fucker, right? Well,
Yeah.
we'll find out next year if we can carry on or not.
Exactly. We'll put that's like, so we got the studio to pay for and everything else. I mean, you new kit soon because that's getting fucking tired, and I can't just keep going out buying it.
No,
that's impossible. So
the studio's a big issue, isn't it, at the moment? So if
we'll
anyone
get
can
it
join
sorted.
up, I would appreciate it.
It
Really
would
would appreciate it.
Like I said, the new subscriptions are coming soon, and they will outline exactly what you will get for your investment, basically, I suppose. But guys, we're about done. It's an hour. We gotta go. We gotta go. We'll be back on Thursday with the last big show of the year. Have you got any midday meltdowns planned?
Oh, hopefully I should be able to get the place to myself tomorrow. It's been a bit. I'll tell you off air.
Yeah, keep your eyes out on social media.
Hopefully, though,
else.
because I've got, and I've had it prepped since Monday. I've got a nice show. I'm going to say nice things. You know, on Thursday we went round everyone's Twitters and laughed at them live on air. Well, I've got some nice things to say about some of those people for balance. Genuinely nice.
I think
things.
on Thursday we have to do a couple of nice things to balance out the fact that the last show of the year is going to be really fucking dark and horrible. But
I've got it planned. I should be able to tomorrow, hopefully. Oh, and if I don't get a chance to say it again, by the way, I'm going to finally get into the homebrew this Christmas. I've been saving it, and my little girl calls it a witch's brew. You know, is it? And
wait till she sees what he does to Daddy.
I know.
Actually, do you know, while we're here, because although we have got one more show this year, do have to say that it is the last TW Tuesday. Got to say massive thanks to everyone that's helped us along the way. Young Alex, who's there week in, week out, behind the scenes with virtually no contact in between, helping us out. Daz Lawrence, who's helping relaunch the station. He's going to be a big part of the new site going forward. And, you know, all of you guys who've supported us, both financially and otherwise, it's been fucking incredible. I mean, you know, just, you know, yeah, everyone said, oh, you're not getting thousands, but you know what? We're getting people coming back every week, and we appreciate the shit out of you guys. So if you can't join us on Thursday, for whatever reason, I want to take at least this opportunity to say have a very, very Merry Christmas and a happy, healthy and prosperous 2020, and may your presents not be shit. There you go. See, it's nice and nicely.
My little girl's present is right there, and she hasn't noticed. It's right. It's been there for days, weeks.
Junior's getting a new bike.
Yeah, well, that's getting built.
That's being built by Halfords. I'm not doing this shit. I can't do it, can I? I can't grip a fucking spanner.
Oh yeah. I'm building that Christmas Eve, obviously, because it's gonna be even bigger than that. It's as tall as me built, but I've bought a new drill for it. You know, with the screwdriver attachment, so I'm gonna be on it, mate. On it, like the old days when I used to make sets on movies. I'm gonna be fucking rah.
Well, I'm picking up the rest of his gifts. I bought a couple, but he doesn't know his first Christmas surprise is on Saturday.
I won't say what it is.
Well, I can, because he's not going to watch this. He's only about 15-20 minutes. He's going on a helicopter ride with Santa Claus on Saturday. He's never flown. He's gonna flip his shit over.
Oh, it's gonna be so much fun, mate.
So,
I can't wait. Make sure you take plenty of pictures.
Oh, I will. Don't worry. Video.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah, I'm going to take one of the big cameras from work.
Well, you know, the good thing about the Pixel, if you've got it's probably the same on a lot of phones, but if you've got the video on, that you can still press, there's a picture button appears, so you can have the video and just be constantly going and it takes really good pictures, I've found. But yeah, it's a really nice little thing.
He doesn't know. We're just going to wake him up nice and early.
Just take it
drive
down
out
there.
somewhere he doesn't know, and if he says what we're doing here, we're just going to look at some planes or something, and then
Santa's going to be there. Santa's going to be there. Do you want to fly with me, mate?
On we go. On we go.
Oh, it's going to be so good. It's going to be the best day ever.
Happy Dog says about Halford's bikes. He's 7, dude. His bike will be in fucking bits in 6 months anyway. He's already chewed through like 3 scooters and 2 bicycles. He's brutal on them. I don't worry about that. I went to a proper bike shop once. Said, we can get this in and then we'll charge you £50 to build it. I thought, bet you fucking will. Yeah. Laters. Yeah. At 7, as long as, you know, the wheels don't fucking fall off before 6 months, I'll be very, very, very happy. So I guess that's it. Oh, I've heard, not spoilers, Star Wars. I know someone that went to a press screening last night.
Oh, really? How did they find it?
Apparently it's shit.
Yeah.
And he's a big Star Wars fan.
I saw that the initial reviews were very positive, which led me to believe it's probably not very good.
He says you might find yourself thinking The Last Jedi wasn't that bad. As long as it's got spaceships and explosions, Jimmy will be happy. But I watched Six Underground. I gave myself a rare treat of some time off.
I couldn't do it. Go on, tell me about it first before I tell you.
The perfect Michael Bay film.
Yeah.
Utterly fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Spectacularly violent and aggressive. I mean,
Yes.
there's barely a dull moment. It was perfect. So Empire hated it, obviously. Where was the plot? What are you talking about, plot? What bollocks is... Look, it's just people blowing shit up for 2.5 hours. It was fucking brilliant. The perfect Michael Bay film.
I wouldn't know. Honestly, dude. I managed at the point when I paused it because I realised I haven't got a fucking clue what's going on here. Like nothing. Like I was dazed and confused. I managed 14 minutes of that. 14 minutes, and the entire thing was driving, and every now and again it'd pause.
All the way through, the film is that full on.
Yeah, it was just death, and I couldn't. I was like,
brilliant.
no. I think
You terrible. You might not make it into the Patriarchy Party.
Look, mate, I was tired. I was very tired.
You need to watch that, and you need to watch the new Rambo and get wood at the last 30 minutes. If you don't pop at least a semi, might not go well for you.
That's it. I set my alarm because I've been wrecked recently, and I set my alarm. I had a little nap like 20 minutes before this, and it woke me up at 10. And I had everything ready, so I wasn't worried. I was like 10 o'clock. I'll go make a cup of tea, and it wasn't even a semi. I was fully erect for quite some time, and I had to go in there because she had the backy in our room. I had to go in and just wake her up, and she just opened her eyes, and I'm just there with my jogging pants, tent pulled, and I was like, it won't go away. I don't know what's happening.
Did you not try and tuck it into the waistband or something like a civilized man?
No, I just went on. I think I went on Twitter and that kind of sorted it out, and it's just ooh.
Went on your Instagram, did you?
No, I didn't dare go on my
poison
Instagram.
out.
That would have. I wouldn't have been here. 10:30. Graham. Hello. Is he asleep?
Well, I think we've done a film review. I'll probably be going to see Star Wars between Christmas and New Year. So if I go and see it first, I'll phone you up.
Yeah.
As soon as I've finished, I'll tell you all about it.
Thanks, Hayden. It's when they said, "Oh, it's satisfying," and I thought, I don't want that. That's not what. No, don't say that. Don't say that. But no, I'm not. But I probably will go and see it. That's the thing with the fuckers, because it's the end of the story that I've known since I was a kid. You kind of have to, don't you? It's like blackmail.
Well, also, yeah, I've got a 7-year-old kid that's hype as fuck about it.
Yeah,
so
and I get that. Mine
don't give a shit about Ghostbusters.
Oh, dude, I'm so hyped for it. You probably saw my tweet. It's next summer, Soph's going to have to take my little girl to one side and say, look, your daddy's very excited about this. Even if you don't like it, you want to be smiling because you'll break his heart otherwise.
Oh, for fuck's sake, that's another film I'm going to have to go and see before you now, isn't it?
Mate, I'm gonna be buying advance tickets for that motherfucker. I'm so excited about Ghostbusters. That gunner seat, I had the toy that had that gunner seat on, and as soon as I saw that in the film, I was like, "Mwah!" It's gonna be. I don't even give a shit that it's not really Ghostbustery. Like, it looks like an actual movie. It looks like it. No, right, not just. It looks like an actual film that someone's put effort into, and that's enough for me right now. My standards are very low.
It's Ivan Reitman's kid, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the kid.
Well,
I mean,
that's why this got so much love into it. Anyway, isn't it? It was his dad's baby, wasn't it? So
he's not gonna. He's like even if it fails, he's gonna be trying not to shit on his dad's legacy. He's gonna be trying his damned hardest.
I think it'll be fine. It's it's got all the ingredients to make it popular. It's got Paul Rudd in it, which helps enormously these days. If you can't get Ryan Reynolds,
yeah.
Or that Liverpool bloke that played Al Capone in Boardwalk Empire that's in everything.
But even the they've got the kids, and it's like, a couple of guys and a couple of girls, but it doesn't feel like they've gone, right, we need kids and we need the gender parity and stuff. That actually looks like the grandkids of was it Vateman that died? No,
Egon
Egon.
Spengler.
Egon Spengler, that's it. They actually look like they could be his grandkids for
I'm
real.
not gonna lie, I watched the trailer, a lot of it left me dead. I'm not that fussed. Till I heard Bill Murray. Call it fate, call it karma. That was it. I was all a bit, ooh.
Yeah.
And I turned to Junior and went, looks good, that done, and he was like, nah. Whatever.
You know nothing. There was a blowjob scene in it, son. It was when we were alive.
That's when things like that were unusual.
Yeah.
Happy days.
I know. I can't wait.
I wonder if Rick Moranis is going to come back for it as well.
You know what? That's been a big thing that I've seen people asking for. Like,
because he retired, didn't he, after his wife died?
He did, and you know what? Much respect to him. And if he isn't in it, great. Because for anyone who doesn't know, Rick Moranis' wife died, and he completely quit the industry to raise his kids. And much respect. That was the right decision, 100%. His kids are more important than any fucking, Honey, I Shrunk the Whatever sequel, 100%. But you got to think now, they're probably grown up enough for him to go and do a Ghostbusters cameo, He'll get away with it. Come on, lad. He did do a voice on something recently. A voice
I first saw him, I must have been about 11 or 12 in a Canadian film called Strange Brew. It's him and another comedian who didn't go anywhere. And Max von Sydow was in it. Strange Brew. Doug and Summit. They basically play a couple of Canadian pissheads.
Right.
That was the first time I ever saw Rick Moranis. And after that, of course, it was Ghostbusters.
Look at him there. Little Ricky. God, he was brilliant, wasn't he? He really was.
I still remember watching that on VHS. Top loader. I'm that old. Getting excited because my dad brought a video recorder home.
Have we got a video?
Yeah, and some pirated tapes because my old man, that's how it worked.
Yeah, of course it did.
When all my friends went to watch Return of the Jedi at the cinema, not me, mate. Shitty copy on a VHS. There you go, son. Before everybody else. Pirate video. E.T., no problem. No problem. Happy days.
Do you ever think that the way they treat the 80s? I know we were going to go, but one sec. The way the 80s now, you can get filters on Instagram, can't you, to give it like tracking lines and it's like, like it or hate it. And the 80s weren't all fun and games.
No, there was shit. This thing like, we put tracking lines on. We fucking hated that.
We hated that. But
the fact that you watch a video and the top of the screen and be bent over at a fucking right angle because someone hadn't.
Yeah, no, it was
aligned
insane.
The heads on the video.
The point is though that there's a nostalgia for that. And I don't doubt that there'll be a nostalgia for the 90s too. You see it with things like Macho Man and Hulk Hogan and Macaulay Culkin and think that. So that there is that 90s that will happen and it will form, I think, over the next few years. But I honestly think the last 5 years, I can't imagine what it is people are going to get nostalgic over. What is it like? Cancel culture and ruining lives and being really pious and judgmental. I'm not entirely
Rambo
sure.
5, mate. Rambo 5.
Rambo 5.
The last half hour of that will sustain people for decades.
They'll just be in 2060. They'll be doing little. You'll be able to get your Rambo 5 hollow face.
I say first hour, terrible film. Last half hour, beautiful. Cuts the guy's heart out while he's alive. Great.
Yeah,
cuts through his rib cage, reaches in, and just tears that fucking thing out. Beautiful.
Sounds like a good movie to get drunk to then, because if you don't, if the first hour is shit, you can just sit there, concentrate on your drinking, and then you've got your perfect buzz on just for that end.
Drunk, sober, doesn't matter, because I consider the first hour as the payment that you make. That's the work.
Fair enough.
It's like life. You put the work in, you get the reward, and if you sit through that first hour, you are rewarded with 30 minutes of an old man murdering Mexican drug lords. Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. And proper murder him as well, Graham. Proper.
proper.
None of you fucking about. He murders them. It's very good. Very good film.
None of you cutting away on impact or any of that nonsense.
Writing. Oh, he even shoots them after they're dead. It's beautiful. Beautiful.
Good.
Well, I think that about covers it for this week. Guys, we've got to go. We're already late.
I know. I'll see you later, everyone.
I want
Thanks
to hit
for
the
joining
couch. Yes, thank you so much. So many of you tonight as well. Remember, Thursday, excuse me, last big show of 2020. Going to be a bit dark. We're going to be dealing with some dark topics, but I'm sure we'll have some fun along the way, or at the very least violate many online broadcasting regulations. Until Thursday, take care. Bye. Ooh.
Right.
It's time for trigger warning.
Trigger warning! Fuck your feelings, you little snowflake! Triggerwarning.tv.
How dare you!